Okay, I'm here with Nadejda Popova from Euromonitor International, responsible for the UK trend. You identified an interesting website that's got a travel happiness index, which is part of its search comparison. Could you explain why you find that so interesting and exciting from a UK perspective?
Well, I think the first point is really because in Europe, UK is the leading market in terms of demand for this particular website, roothappy.com. But also I think that the most important aspect is that with this new venture that has launched in April this year, it is the customer that is put as a major focus, and the feedback that is coming from the consumer, from the traveler, when concerns airlines. And we haven't seen this to date. We have TripAdvisor, which is, we see the feedback of consumers in regards to hotels, but nothing in regards to airlines. And this is where we see the happiness score that is identified by roothappy.com is pointing out to those airlines and those players where are scored on the basis of what they provide and the service that they provide, whether that's in terms of onboard facilities or in terms of service itself. So for the UK being one of the number one countries in Europe as a demand, that's quite a big aspect, especially that this particular website launched only a couple of months ago, just in April.
And staying with the aviation theme, the theme that you identified for the Middle East was low-cost business class travel. Is there any evidence that airlines are actually providing this, or is it still in the demand stage?
Well, indeed. I mean, the two airlines that are providing this is Jazeera Airways and Fly Dubai, and this is a new aspect which illustrates that the airlines in the Middle East are targeting a new consumer segmentation. And we traditionally know that the Middle Eastern consumers are in love with luxury. But let's not forget that there are those punks that are really looking after their budget, and there is a very big expatriate base in the Middle East. But also there is quite a lot of development when concerns business travel. So I think that's quite an appealing aspect in terms of venturing into a new segmentation. In an effort to boost profitability, but equally to diversify the consumer segment that they aim for. So yes, I think that there is a good opportunity for development of this trend, especially we're seeing that many of the airlines, not only in the Middle East, but in Europe, for example, are trying to find different ways to innovate in order to boost whether that's ancillary revenues or profits altogether.
Moving across the world to America, an interesting trend that again relates to what Caroline was talking about earlier, different demographics and changes. You've identified another acronym, the PANCs. Could you explain to us what they are and why they're so important for the travel sector?
PANC stands for Professional Aunts with No Kids, and this is a segment that we have identified as having quite a big potential, not only in North America, but globally. As a matter of fact, website Travel Savvy has been pointing out that there is quite a big opportunity, and professional women that are of age over 18 with no kids are spending quite a lot of money on having the kids of relatives or any other family members with them on holidays, and that's their preference. And as a matter of fact, for this current year, the expectations were that their expenditure was about $9 billion US. So there is a big potential there, an opportunity for not only travel operators, but any other industries to target this new demographic. That is, I don't think that there was too much of a focus in the previous years, and I think they're gearing up. They're very technologically savvy. They're very well educated and professionally career driven. But at the same time, for them, kids are quite important within the family, even if they don't have them. But whether that's a brother or sister that they have children, and they prefer to travel with them and treat them and especially, having more expenditure for them.
Another trend that you identified was vacancy on demand, the 24-hour traveller. Could you explain what you mean by that and where that's going to go for the travel sector?
I think hotels have been trying to explore different opportunities that haven't been developed in terms of boosting the profitability. The same like the airlines trying to boost their ancillary revenues, whether that's through services in the spa or health and wellness aspect as part of the travel accommodation. And we have identified that global chains, the likes of Intercontinental, Accor, Mercure, have been adopting a new practice of renting spaces for a shorter period of time, whether that's from 1 to 3 hours or less than 24 hours at a much cheaper price. That has been very popular, especially targeting the business segment within North America, but the rest of the world. Those people that are on the go, that are very busy, and they're constantly traveling. They need that extra level of comfort during that particular business trip, and this is where this particular trend is perfectly fitting in, because they provide a clean room for the duration which that particular business traveler can relax, stay there and then go to the next business meeting. So opportunities which we think will take over on a global level as well.